So hello.
Hello.
Hi Nate.
Hey.
This is my first podcast in English.
And this is my first podcast at all.
Really? Do you know I was actually about to remind you, but we record one episode before.
That's true. Yeah, but that wasn't really like it was a podcast, but at the same time it was like a COVID podcast. You know.
Yeah, it was weird time because it was in the pandemic. I was studying in London, and I moved back to Poland, if I remember. And then we record some episodes. So the idea is quite old. I just came back to this right now, which I'm very happy because you were, I think, the first guest and you're the second guest right now. So maybe it actually started like this, that we talk about design because I'm a graphic designer, and maybe you can tell about your photography.
Mm-hmm. I guess if it's to give a little gist of it, I'm an architectural and interiors photographer. So
here Warsaw.
Here in Warsaw, but working kind of throughout Europe. So I have clients in Germany. It's kind of the main country that I have international clients in. But also some in Zurich and London and where else? Did a project in Prague.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of a few different countries. I'm still working on getting more.
And you are from United States,
Yeah, from Michigan. But I've been living in Europe for the last since 2016 basically.
All right. I moved to London in 2017, so you actually live here quite long. Maybe you can just tell us. It's very funny whenever I record something, even on Instagram, I always say like us, even I know it's me. It's like, I don't know why it's this.
Tell me.
It's just like subconscious. But you just came back from Berlin.
Yeah.
Yeah, am I right?
Yeah, that I was shooting a project for a client that I have there. Client that I got last year. Super cool dudes.
What do they do? Like, are they like company startup, or I guess it was
usually I'm working for interior designers. That's like predominantly if I'm shooting interiors, it's usually interior designers or architects. But in this case, these guys, it's a combination. They are like the international real estate, so Sotheby's, but at the same time, they're also stagers. So they like stage properties and then sell them. So they basically do like an interior design for a space, but like only so that it can be sold. So it's like a quick interior design, and then sometimes the pieces and the furniture and the stuff that they've selected for the interior actually gets sold with the apartment if the client really likes it. So I guess
I think in Poland we call them like flippers. They just buy or they sell very quick, or that's something else.
No, that's these guys they have basically like a home staging company. So
so it's bigger.
Yeah, basically anytime that when they're working with the real estate company, it's like you obviously, if you're trying to sell a flat and the owner has already moved out, you don't want to sell like an empty apartment. You want to sell something that looks like what it will eventually be once the person moves in. So they basically stage it by bringing in art. They put like art in it. They style it with different pieces of things.
They upgrade it kind of visually, right?
Yeah, so you walk in and it looks like, wow,
luxury.
Like this is like how it could be when I'm living here. So put nice pieces of furniture. And then of course, like my part in this is that I'm taking the photos that they use for the listing. I think at this point they're the only real estate client that I work for. Because I started with real estate when I was living in Los Angeles, doing like these. That's basically how I got my start. Because essentially when you're breaking into the interior or architecture photography game, it's pretty hard to just start working directly with architects.
This is so interesting because a few days ago I was in Łódź and I talked to this guy. I hope I remember his name correctly, Adam, and he moved from architecture to kind of product design. He make like very interesting lamps out of 3D printer. And this is not the first person telling me like they moved from architecture to more specialized industry.
Like an adjacent field.
Yeah, so it's like they start from design as whole, I guess, like graphic design also do, and they move to like smaller but more fun part of their job.
More hands-on. Because some other people that I studied with in architecture also are doing the same, where they're doing furniture design. Or like design. Furniture or carpentry, basically, or a combination of the two. Which even when I was working as an architect, I was like, I wanted to kind of start doing object design, not really furniture necessarily.
Because the program is quite similar, isn't it? Like I talked to him about this, what they call it, like AutoCAD, no?
Like there's a few different 3D modeling programs, but the one that you can use to design a space is also, sometimes you also use that to design objects.
I see.
So, yeah. And then also like when you're working at a larger architecture office, you kind of feel the need sometimes to actually get your hands dirty, because a lot of times you're just doing design work on paper and none of your designs that you've been working on for a really long time.
Sure. I think what's important in this kind of case, what we're talking about, is the entry level, right? For architecture, it's quite high. I would compare like to graphic design. It's like architects are more like lawyers and doctors, in sense like you need to study for many years, and it is just generalization, of course, but you can become graphic designer in 1 year if you do some online courses. It's hard to get job as junior. I think that's another topic we're gonna talk with some maybe different people, but maybe what scare people or like motivates people to switch industry is that architecture is very tough game and takes years, right, to build a building, right?
Yeah, I mean, it depends also which type of office you're working for, because there are smaller offices which do, smaller scale projects. And actually those smaller scale offices are usually the ones that are way more interesting, because
same with other design, like graphic design. It's more fun to work with people who actually enjoy what they're doing, rather than a corporation when you're just like super small part of the actual income to the business.
Well, also the best offices really are the architecture offices that inside of them they have like graphic designers working for them and like semi-product designers. So instead of just giving you the standard architecture where maybe they're picking furniture pieces that are from different companies, they sometimes design their own custom pieces for the project. There's this really cool studio called Noke Architects here, and they do, like, for example, they have this really great, I think I showed you before, I can't remember what her name is, but she's more of, I was showing you this graphic designer who I can't remember, but you were telling me that maybe it's not really technically graphic designer, she's more of an illustrator.
Yeah, maybe. I'm so bad with names, by the way. Yeah. I always recognize people's faces and like obviously Instagram grid, but tell me more, maybe I will find out. Maybe I can check on here. But
but they do also
we'll put it here somewhere.
Yeah, they do great stuff, because they, in addition to just designing the project, they kind of do these custom patterns and custom designs within all of their projects. So it's really easy to tell, like they kind of have their own style, but also they create unique works in all of their, like, custom murals, for example. They did this really cool restaurant, Va Bene. But not the Va Bene. There's another version that's the one from Venezia. And they did like a custom mural on the wall, which they made themselves. Super cool.
Cool.
So, so it's nice. Basically, when you have a collaboration between all of the different, rather than just architects doing it, you bring in graphic designers and stuff. So
it's a team. Like we record this for my YouTube, but we also have this project BAXCYL, which I don't know if I would translate it into English. It's like kind of bacteria which you kind of give to someone, which kind of means like enthusiastic.
You're like, okay.
You spread the good vibe. Yeah, like a virus, but in a good way. I think that's maybe the easiest way to translate it. But what's cool about it, and I think it's the first time everyone is so excited about this, and everyone doing something different. So, for example, I'm doing podcast. I'm bringing ideas. I connect people, and Igor is very passionate about the design part. He make like the logotype and the whole visual identity. We have Shimon, which I also say hi to, who is more like kind of business background, and he kind of tried to run all operation on Instagram, and everyone's like kind of choose by themselves kind of what they want to do. And also Gabi, who's gonna be the second guest on this podcast in next week, if I'm not wrong, 25th, 24th, just after our event. I feel like I'm advertising. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is like we work in a team, like everyone has different specialization. That's what you try to, I think, explain that. True. It works so well, like it's so smooth, you know, like I'm doing this, they say, yes, let's do this. Like we're gonna print posters for this event. And I say, let's print it because I'm going to print it before 15th of January. And it's like, let's make this poster ready. And it's like, yeah, sure, we're gonna do it. And it's like, it's just fun.
Yeah, I mean, definitely when you find that little specific thing within your profession that you like doing and you can focus on it, it's way better to drill down on that. So. Yeah,
this one is, of course, a non-profit at this stage, and I've been interviewing like many people, but I'm sure at some point there will be some different benefits of that. I met already so many people from the industry. It's so cool. But anyway, let's focus on the guest. Let's focus on you. I was just about to ask you because I was talking to many people, but in sense of podcasts, I think it's more interested when it's not scripted. In sense like I didn't prepare questions.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, are any podcasts actually scripted?
I don't know. I think that's the difference because people like asking me, you're gonna interview this person. I was like, I'm just gonna talk to them as I would talk to you, you know?
Yeah.
And usually it's design is like common topic, but I feel like fun is about it. We literally could be doing this anyway, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it would basically be what the regular conversation would be about with some extra stuff thrown, but yeah, that's true. I mean, if you're part of like a design profession, it's totally fine with talking about it. Yeah. You know? Like it's not like talking about work is not like, oh yeah, it's not talking about
my boss, you know, it's work, killing me.
My boss hates me.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
I need a raise. Well, we all need a raise.
Yeah, money is a big issue. But anyway, I don't have any, for example, problem to switch topics. Like we talk about design, but we meant to play chess today, and we didn't even plan this podcast. And I literally just said, you know, you're coming for playing chess with me. Let's record podcast, and that's how it happened. And we can literally talk about chess. If someone would like to play chess with me, please invite me on chess.com. I prefer to play in person.
It's much better in person.
It's much better. That's what we're gonna do just after recording this podcast. But I think that's part of also design game is about connections and knowing people, knowing right people, being in the right place, in the right time. Now, since I moved back to Poland, I feel like I have a lot of more headspace time to actually doing things like this.
Yeah, and the community here is way more open.
Definitely.
I mean,
like, very responsive.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know how it is in London, but I can expect that it's not so easy to just message someone on Instagram and meet for a podcast.
Big egos. That's another thing I would like to talk to, you know, maybe at some point, like the ego of creative person, especially of artists. I don't think it's that bad with designers, but artists, oh my God. This is so pretentious. I don't know. Like, it's my favorite word. I have to say it in English. Pretentious.
Yeah. I mean,
even I am pretentious. We already agree on that with Nate's wife. So, but anyway, let's move on.
Like successful artists.
Yeah.
Like up and coming artists.
Well, some upcoming artists, they also think they are successful, so it's, you know, difficult. But yeah, I try to when I move in summer, I try to connect with artists first. You know, like in Prague, and I was like, I have to say this was so interesting. At some point in October, I was on what's this event called when you?
But wait, what type of artists are you talking about? Like,
well, contemporary artists, painters.
Oh, okay.
This is more like fine
like
art,
murals.
It's
stuff.
Installations.
Oh, okay. Because there's also, for example, people who design furniture, like custom furniture.
That's not artists. That's designers. You know,
Okay.
that's what
That's
designers are cool in sense of. I'm just saying, just communication-wise
Okay.
right now. So I just want to say on this event. What's the event called when you actually someone's dying and dead and you put someone in the ground? I just forgot the word.
Wait, the person who...
Yeah, what was this thing?
The funeral?
Yeah, the funeral.
Oh, okay.
I was on this artist event in October in Warsaw, and it was the funeral of a fly. It was literally like a fly, and it was like around 40-50 people.
Okay, so that like performance
artist, definitely.
art.
And I was
okay.
There's a phrase in Poland. It's like, is the pilot still with us? Like, is still flying with us? I was like, what's going on? And there's like so many adult people, you know, like serious people, politicians, and I was like, this is a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, performance art is a hard one. I mean, it's easy. Like, it's easier as if someone is in like our design profession. You come in contact with like mural artists and painters and stuff all the time, but which, you know, there's like a physical object there. It's tangible.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about approach because just to explain my vision about this, art is about expressing your feelings, thoughts, and everything what's around you. So definitely you must be a little bit egoistic, right? In sense of like just thinking you like maybe not egoistic, sorry, egocentric, because you want to express yourself and people kind of cherish for that. When designer is like they have a brief, they have a reason, problem to solve. So I think it's a little bit different, and I think even we are both creative. Designers are just like more easygoing, and actually we've met even like famous people. I met recently, you know, top designers in Poland. They're super happy to talk. And artists, they just look at you and say, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know why. I'm not judging. I'm just saying facts. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
they don't like me. I don't know why. It's maybe because I'm
maybe
old.
you could get them talking on art. You know, something that they're
and
like.
here we are. This is a great idea. I will
Like-
invite an artist here.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna come. I'm like sure, but I will try my best.
Maybe.
No, I'm joking. I'm very open to any sense of discussion, so I hope they will come. But yeah, I actually have a little bit background in history of art, and you know, I studied that at uni. So I have so many questions. Now there was a conversation about this MSN. You know, you took the pictures of that. Maybe say that we can just leave the art and come back to it later.
Yeah.
What do you think? Sorry, because that was like main question for months in the Instagram community, and you have architectural background. So tell us a little bit your review of this building. We're talking about Muzeum Sztuki Nowoczesnej, współczesnej, I'm not sure right now. And for me, it's fine. What about you?
Like regarding the design? Well, definitely, I'll talk more about what I like. The interior is obviously, I think, the most interesting.
Interior,
So,
right?
Yeah. The exterior is, it's
simple.
like a new art building.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like, understanding from an architectural aspect, it's the exterior is more like, how do you deal with, you know, building something that's gonna remain like looking like an art museum for a long time.
Yeah, for this specific time.
Yeah, I think a lot of the people that maybe aren't designers that are looking at it in relationship to the buildings around it and saying like, maybe. Why didn't they make it look like, you know, what's in the context?
And they're also gonna build all of the space around it. Just like the kind of beginning.
There's gonna be there's gonna be like a big theater that's next to it, and that one is gonna be like a big black box, basically.
Nice.
So there's
I
going to be
didn't
like
know
a yin yang. Yeah, like there's the white box and then the black box.
Oh,
the
I
black.
have actually I have actually thoughts about this.
Yeah. You got to check out. The renderings look pretty interesting. But I mean, renderings always look interesting.
The second place, right?
Yeah, at least from as far as what I can see.
We can show it here somewhere.
Yeah, I don't really know what the materiality is going to be, but I think it's going to be more like steel. Like, it's not going to be, because the white box is like this kind of ambiguous, like concrete.
For me, first of all, it's not that controversial. It's like, I saw this building for like years now everywhere. It's not even that big. That's the other thing. Yeah.
I mean, comparatively, yeah. It's just that like most people who are looking probably at the street there, and everyone is always walking down. Yeah. So like it's always in your view. Yeah. So maybe that's why.
I had this very controversial thoughts about this building in sense of I'm saying more like about like kind of from art history perspective and all the stuff, and this is my own personal view of it, and maybe you can say something to that added. Basically, this building is built by the American architecture, right? Yeah. And it, in my opinion, is so controversial because for most Polish people, it illustrates the modern time. Like this whole like West in our history. And for me it was very interesting. This building is like, Polish art, but it's not really made by us. I don't know. It's like the whole ideas. I don't really think they connect to our culture that much, which is also fine. But then
you think that it should have been designed by like a Polish architect?
It's not even that. That could be very Polish of me to say that. So I don't have that much problem, but it's like all together. I even say more about the whole content inside. It's very
right now it still is like the temporary. It's not like I think next month they're gonna finally put the actual exhibitions in that are supposed to be.
Yeah, I would definitely go that, and I want to research a little bit more that. It's just like my first thoughts. So basically, this building represents what happened to Poland after we left communism. And next to it is building built of Stalin time. And it's like next to each other, they like kind of socialist and capitalism next to each other. And I feel like, this is my interpretation once again, none of that is influenced by Polish culture, in sense of like, this is called Palace of Culture, this is called whatever, modern art, and this is just like influence from abroad. And it's just like them together, they give me a lot more to think about it than just like building by themselves. Like, this is new, this is better, this is old, this is worse. I don't know, this was no question, but maybe more like thinking around it. But do you know what I tried to say?
Yeah. I mean, like it's an injection of Western
or East.
It's like, although it really is like styleless. Like not that there's like an American style to architecture, because
living just America, it's more like the West. If you go to Tate Modern in London, and that's the same if you go to, I was in Istanbul a couple of years ago, and the idea, the thinking process, I'm talking about contemporary art, is the same. For me, it's like indoctrination. It's like, why every single capital have the same art, literally is the same content. Like, my problem about this art, like right now, is like, I know what's gonna be there before even entering. You know what I mean?
You mean like the modern art?
Yeah, like contemporary modern art. I'm more thinking like about the 20th century, but contemporary is so pretentious again. No, just like, I think like if someone is like into history of art, they will kind of understand me, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know much about like the actual art pieces themselves. I know much more about the architecture than the art on the interior. Yeah, so
the building is cool, and I'm happy this like culture is expanding in Poland. So I'm not against it. It's just for the sake of conversation. Maybe someone gonna give me opinion. Please join me in this.
Yeah, you need to be divisive to get
views.
Yeah.
Let's leave art because I have this romance with art, but I say like I prefer to be a designer and be more like a solution focused. What projects are coming to you in the next few months? I think winter is quite quiet time for you, isn't it?
Yeah, always winter is because no one wants to photograph the exterior projects in winter. I mean, unless I think like the only opportunity where it would be better to do a project in winter is if it was actually snowing and the building is surrounded in snow. But up until this point, I still have never photographed a building in snow, which is unfortunate. But
it's like holidays for you. Right?
Well, it's mostly because like if it snows here in Poland, it's here for like 2 days and then it's gone, and that's like not enough time to plan a shoot.
Right now, by
like,
the way.
Yeah, because if you want to plan like an architecture shoot, it has to be planned like at least a week or two in advance, and then stuff has to be, put in place. So yeah, unless it was like snowy for a really long time, probably like in Zakopane or something like that would be possible. So yeah.
I think that's very interesting what you're saying, because you told me this many times before, but you can explain to people like how complex is planning process of taking pictures of this kind, because I think, if I remember correctly, sometimes you told me you wake up like 5 a.m. waiting for the right angle of the light.
That's like every project.
Yeah, you can tell more because I can try to explain this, but how it look like from morning, it's like whole day, just say whatever you want.
Well, the actual shoot day, when I do a lot more planning before I actually do the shoot, because as soon as I know I'm going to photograph a project, exteriors are way more complicated than interiors, because you have to deal with all of the exterior conditions and usually the interiors too, if you're also doing the interiors, but at the same time. But for example, like you have to get the floor plan of the building. So because the number one thing is the sun, because photography is all about the light. So figuring out how the building is going to respond to light throughout the day is basically the most important thing. And I try to figure out as much of that in advance before I do any shoot, so that I basically know it's going to happen.
So you need to, for example, know what's the sunrise or something, like when is the midday, right?
Oh, well, first things first is to figure out the address and get the floor plan. So I get the address, and then the first thing I do is there's a website that shows you where the sun is going to be at what time during the whole year.
I didn't know even that.
Okay. Yeah. You basically you can input the address, and then it'll pull up the map, and then you'll have your building there, and you'll have your sun. Basically, it gives you like a little arc around the building, and it shows you where it's going to rise and set. And then you have a timeline like throughout the day, and you put the time of the year in, and it updates it. And because like obviously in summer the sunrise is at like 4 a.m. or something like that.
The reason why you had to come so early, because the good lighting will be here from 12 until 3 o'clock, I guess. So we have 1 hour podcast preparing stuff, but yeah, continue. Polish winter, that's another reason why shooting in the winter is horrible, is because there's like, I don't know, maximum like 6 or 7 half of the day, right?
Yeah, there's like 6 or 7 hours of daylight, whereas in summer you have like 20 hours. No, not 20, but you have at least like 18 hours almost of daylight. It's crazy. So
I see.
Yeah. So the whole process is like figuring out when you're gonna have light in which situation, and then I make a plan of where I need to be and where I need to shoot based on that. So, because there's going to be shots in the morning. Basically, the best light is always like right around the sunrise and sunset, because you have that like golden light or
golden hour. Isn't it?
Yeah, the golden hour. It starts. You have first. There's basically like 3 times of day that you can shoot. You have blue hour, which is where the sun is coming up, the sky is blue. Yeah, but the lights are on. Then you have sunrise or sunset, where it's like you have the amazing colors in the sky, the pinks and the purples.
Nice.
And then you have basically right after that, for like an hour or an hour and a half, you have where the sun is up already. but the light is still like very soft, and it's this kind of golden color because it's still very low. But then as soon as that goes away and the sun is really high, then it's not really great conditions to shoot. So in summer, I'm basically not even shooting exteriors for the entire middle section of the day.
So not summer, not winter, just like a little bit of spring and autumn?
No, I'm still shooting in summer. I'm just not shooting during the middle of the day.
Oh, middle of the day.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah,
so,
that makes sense.
Yeah, at that point, then I go on usually the interior of the building. So.
To be honest, like when we talk about the sunlight and the amount of light during the day, I miss summer, right? Because it's so crap right now, but it's alright.
Yeah.
I guess it's fine. That's why, it's cool to do some activities.
And to take a trip to... The great thing about living in Europe is that you can take a 2-3 hour flight and you're in Mediterranean climate.
That's super cool. I was about to ask you something about the process as well. Oh yes, I remember what I was about to ask you. I had very interesting conversation with your wife last time when you were away. It wasn't just me, just to let you know. It was just like other people around. But anyway, I'm just kidding. We're talking about Asia. Asia, if you're listening, thank you. Because it was very insightful. I don't know saying this correctly. Anyway.
Yeah, that was a nice emphasis right there.
Because Asha told me that a few years ago, didn't understand why you didn't take like shit projects, because if you see his Nate's Instagram, it's only like photos about architectural photography, photos about or whatever. What I try to say is she explained me that she didn't understand a few years ago that you didn't want to take extra job because you want to specialize in this field. And I was like, that's quite interesting because, most people probably would take any project, but you reject some like weddings, if she explained.
Yeah. Well, I guess what you mean is like if you, for example, in the genre of photography, I wanted to specialize. Yeah.
And that's super, super interesting because she said she didn't understand it, but now when you, I think, a little bit more successful, she understands why. And first of all, it was super nice when she was like speaking of you very like warm way. That was super cool. But the other thing was like I actually would adapt this to myself right now because I did some branding. I did different types of design, did a bit of motion recently. I'm doing interviews right now, which I don't know if I'm a reporter or designer still, but what I try to say, I think I need to specialize in one thing, and maybe we can talk about this a little bit more, and maybe it's advice to, photographers, designers, to find a niche.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's better to be good at really, really good at one thing.
Because that's the industry right now.
Yeah. Because if you're gonna if you're in a field, you can either be the guy who knows a little bit about like doing a lot of tasks, or you could be specialized where you know a lot about one thing and you're the expert in it. And I think now it's much better to be the expert because if someone needs to do that and they want the best person, they're going to come to the expert. They're not going to come to the person that just knows a little bit about it. So
because I think there's so many people right now because it's so much easier to learn media design, photography, all this creative stuff from the internet actually. There's so many people who are doing just fine, but they don't have much job, I think. And I think now with artificial intelligence there's a lot more need for like just senior level of some kind of services. That's another topic for every single podcast, like AI taking our jobs. It's like so stupid. But I heard it's not about they stealing our job.
Yeah, it's
there's like less junior.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Position. There's like something that is not like a high level task, then it can do it for you. So
that's the difference. It's just like people need to change their career path. That's the same with architecture. We talk about to Adam as well. And adaptability, I think that's the new skill
Yeah.
right now in the industry.
I mean, what are you gonna focus on?
Well, that's a great question. I don't even like remember last time when I was actually answering questions because I'm asking questions. So good, but it's a good time. Good time.
Go both ways.
Actually, many people ask me in English. This is so cool because the interview is in English. There's so many of my English-speaking friends ask me what's going on.
Are you gonna put
life.
Polish subtitles?
Yeah.
Nice.
As well, but other way because I post in Polish, so they watch it, but they don't understand it. So sometimes I just put English subtitles, but it's quite complex, because it's like extra work, translation, and also I put Polish subtitles, whatever.
Is that something that AI can help you with?
Definitely.
Right? Like,
I could do it. It's just like, anyway, coming back to your question, what I'm going to specialize in. What I want to do right now, I apply for some product design positions, but I think I don't have this kind of projects yet. I maybe have one mobile app, and this is more like UI, UX design. But what I want to specialize now, and maybe even try, I want to find a job in a bigger team with like proper seniors. So I can find someone who I can really, really learn from.
Like mentor, yeah.
Yes, so that's my like, I don't know if that's like new job or like someone project with,
Yeah, I mean, I think like at least if you hear a lot of different other design podcasts or people in basically any industry, they say that having a mentor that knows way more is like one of the most important things to growing.
Definitely.
So yeah, it would be nice to.
It's nice to be independent, and if I would say something like you can make a lot more money as a freelancer if you're really good than working for someone, because every single project you're going through, 40, maybe even 60% goes to the person responsible for the project. Not only because just making money, there's tax, there's cost of office, many expenses. But I think money is not my priority right now, even obviously it's so important. But life in Poland is cheaper, so you can actually use this time a lot more for socializing.
Yeah, I mean, become super good at what you do, and then you'll get money.
Yeah, I think sometimes what the sentence is, you need to make 2 steps backward to jump forward, something like this, whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes, it depends, like if you're starting out, obviously, in any specific, if you're focusing on something new, you might have to do some things.
Definitely.
Yeah, to just gain that experience before.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about this, was my style, because I was doing some projects, and one of them is map for the council, whatever. And I actually realized that most of the time I'm having fun of promoting people. And I know this is not anything with style, but that's kind of what I would like to do. We make a map, and kind of a paper map.
Yeah.
And I could put my design up front, like on the cover, just put this is my design. It could give me so much benefits, right? To create my posters or whatever. But what I like to do, and make me so much pleasure, if I put someone else there, and I find the reason. Maybe it's more like art direction approach. Yeah,
or maybe like that is telling to what you want to basically do.
Yeah,
it's like you want to be involved in.
Because this is still my idea. The whole project, it will be like coming from me. But if I put, this is more about promoting local artists in Praga district of Warsaw. If someone want to ask more, it's about. If I put my name, I've been here maybe for 6 months, maybe 8, whatever, less than a year. But I met so many interesting people. I met this guy who lives in Warsaw for over 20 years, and he's from one of the Balkan countries. I don't want to say it wrong, but anyway. And he makes so good art, and he's very popular in Germany as well.
Oh, nice.
And he never had exhibition in this area where he lives, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, how is that possible with such a local value and no one's interested? So in the local map, I would rather put his art on the cover and explain to people communicate, visual communication. That's my maybe more academic approach in sense like that's what I want to do. I want to connect people. The podcast is about connection, you know. Obviously, I will do commercial and design stuff, but maybe that's my voice, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty obvious. You created the podcast to connect with people and stuff, so it makes sense bringing people together and having more conversations about design. But also, like, not just conversations about design, but also like how people became, you know, because how freelancers or just people entering design, how they got their start and stuff, their journey. Because I think that's probably the most interesting part, is hearing how other people started in kind of any freelance position, because it's interesting. Because even artists, I mean, like, you know, art, like, I don't know this guy who you're talking about, but just, you know, like, how did he come here?
I should invite him for the podcast. You see? But that happens only when you talk to people. It's like the energy of that. It's so great, you know. Like, his name is Ivo Nikic. If someone wants to check, I will put it here. I met him. I actually interviewed him. He's on my Instagram, and I promised him to do something. Maybe we will just start from the map. Maybe we'll do an exhibition later. Let's see. But underlying message of the podcast, my work on the Instagram, is about promoting Polish design, art, and it makes me so happy, actually. Like,
plus, it's just interesting meeting new people and learning their stories.
Yeah, the response which I got from, like, maybe like doing this for 3 months is like 3 times more powerful than I would expect when I started. Really, like last week, people what's today? Sunday. Last Friday, 2 days ago, people invited me to Łódź for like design exhibition, and I made 3 interviews. I met another connections, and I'm like coming back next week, and it's so much fun. You know, like people are happy, you know, to speak, and I'm happy to ask questions.
Yeah, just gotta be open.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, let's maybe leave the design part behind. We can talk a little bit more. I don't know. We plan to go somewhere like seaside, right? I'm talking more about our friends right now. I don't know if it's gonna happen because I'm gonna be in Łódź, but Kuba and Philip, I think they told me you wanted to. Do you know anything about these plans?
No.
So it's probably not gonna happen because it's next week. But yeah, imagine like go to seaside right now when it's snowy. That could be crazy.
Yeah,
the Polish
I mean, a Polish seaside. Okay,
it's always cold anyway.
I mean, the Michigan seaside is pretty cool when it's like in winter. Sometimes it freezes. I mean, I don't know if that happened. Probably not.
Apparently, it used to happen years ago, but it's not like this.
Yeah, because the like Michigan would like literally freeze out like 20 meters, 30 meters out, just ice. Yeah. And then the waves would freeze, so there was like wave forms, but frozen wave forms.
Wait, so it's close to Chicago, Michigan?
Basically on the opposite side of the lake.
Right, so the winter is quite tough.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like here in Poland, it's getting weaker and weaker every single year. But I mean, there's a lot of snow because it comes off of the lake.
Yeah, so. But yeah. It's real. That's what I try to establish.
Yeah, because, it's not. Yeah, it's
in England, I used to live in London, so you know, there's like
it's more wet, right?
Rarely there's like snow staying for one day. So yeah, I'm not gonna go into topic of English weather because this is like the biggest topic for like small talk and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But I never been fan of winter holidays. Some people going like skiing, or whatever. I don't enjoy cold. Everybody who knows me, they know that I get cold so quickly.
I'm trying to get, that's why next month we're doing the vacation. We're going to Thailand.
Oh yeah, say about it. This is so cool as well. You're going to Asia? Is it the first time?
No, this will be my 3rd time going to Thailand.
To Thailand.
Yeah, my friend lives on the island there, Koh Samui. It's the island in the south of Thailand that has the airport. So, which I'm not sure. I think it's like one of the only islands that has an airport there, because it's slightly larger. But on the way there, we're stopping and seeing Gosha. Yeah. So.
Did you see Gosha?
Yeah. Yeah. On Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, you
Because
missed.
she texted me.
You missed out. We ate at this Polish place called the Eatery, I think. And oh my gosh, we had like a mix of a bunch of different stuff.
What kind of cuisine is that?
It's Polish, so it had. I mean, the best thing is they had that those like, you know, it's kind of like mountain food. Those kluski, szare.
This is so fun. I think so many people are gonna be surprised about your Polish skills. Gosh. I think they're gonna, you know. But anyway, maybe start from something a lot easier. What's your favorite food in like Polish food?
Placki ziemniaczane.
Okay, with some toppings.
With the like meat sauce.
Oh yeah, what they called? I think they called like węgierskie or goulash. Yeah.
Yeah, the goulash. Yeah, that I think is my favorite for sure.
Yeah, let's come back to the restaurant because you say you ate kluski.
Yeah, they had those kluski, but they were the ones from like that you get in the mountains, like in Zakopane in Slovakia. The ones that have that
kopytka.
They're the ones that have that sheep cheese. It starts with a B.
Wait. I know.
Yeah.
I'm switching brains now to Polish. Oscypek. That's the cheese, by the way.
Oh, really? I thought it was called something else.
Anyway,
it's
maybe
like,
I'm wrong. Maybe
they're amazing. They're like covered in that cheese, and then the best part is they had. It wasn't bacon, but it was basically some form of pork fat that was like fried.
Yeah, if someone knows what he's talking about, please put in the comments. You know, it's gonna be fun.
Anything bacon related is, you know, amazing.
It was Gosha with her husband, or
he's still in Doha, I think. Right now.
Where do they live?
In Doha, yeah. Doha. So we're gonna visit them on the way to Thailand.
What country is it? That's the only question.
Qatar.
They live in Qatar. They are good friends, and on the way to Thailand, you're gonna visit them. How long you gonna stay in Qatar?
It's like 3.5 days or 4 days or something, but enough to.
It's gonna be warmer for sure than winter.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah. We're gonna go to the desert, out in the desert. Because there's a section of desert that like touches the sea there. And then of course there's the National Museum, the Qatar National Museum, which is like super
full
cool.
of art, no?
I'm more excited obviously about the building because it's by Jean Nouveau.
I know.
Who's like a very big French architect who's done a bunch of really famous buildings.
Where is this building built? Designed by the like Muslim architecture woman. Do you remember?
You mean Zaha Hadid?
Yes.
Where is that?
Where is that? Is that in Arabic?
Oh, she's got a bunch of ones.
I think it's museum, but I'm not sure.
There's one in Baku that is super cool.
I think that's
That's like I could explain the building, but it would be like explaining every single one of her buildings because.
Yeah, go for it. Anyway, I'm interested.
All of Zaha Hadid's buildings are. Well, first, it's not Zaha Hadid anymore because she passed away a few years ago. But her office is basically doing the same style
under her name. Yeah.
Yeah, and when we were talking about like using those programs that designers use.
Yeah.
Basically, she was doing designing these buildings that there's like almost no straight line in the building. Like every single surface is curved and flowing in.
We showed some pictures.
So they look really cool. Of course, they're crazy buildings to build and they cost a lot, but they're usually like cultural buildings. Yeah. So there's like the budget is there.
That's what we're talking. It's like top of the top of architecture, right?
Yeah, she's Starchitect. So like one of the top 10 names that anyone would know.
The most recognizable. Even I know.
Yeah, but super cool build. Like anyone thinks the buildings are cool because they look really cool.
Yeah,
they're like
very modern, but not like squares like we have.
Yeah, they're all like forms that are curving and sweeping, and so they're really cool buildings. I mean, that could, for example, that one of her buildings could have ended up as the Modern Art Museum.
For sure. That's how I recognize it. Yeah. As well.
Except her buildings are definitely way crazier because they
more experimental, I think.
Yeah. I mean, but they all still like, even though you can basically tell as soon as you see one of her buildings, like that's Zaha Hadid building, obviously, but they're also all unique. It's not like she's just repeating the same shape every single time. It actually is responding, I guess, a little bit to the context.
Because I think whenever you travel, you also take pictures of interesting buildings, right? It's not always like paid the job.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It's like hobby, but that's the best part of this
Yeah.
job. It's like when I design, it's like I'm playing game, which I really like. I think the same for you.
Well, yeah. I mean, every time I travel anywhere, I'll pick like the coolest, most interesting building wherever I'm traveling and take some photos. Usually I try to like, if it's a really cool building, then I'll like give, plan it specifically. Like I'm going to be there at sunset for like 2 or 3 hours. I can imagine
Asha. It's like, oh my God, again. Let's relax. You're on holidays.
All these buildings are like in really cool locations, and they're like usually have amazing like public plazas like in front of them. So it's a nice place to be for sunset anyway. Like so she
can join you.
Yeah, she can just hang out and enjoy the sunset, and I get to run around and take photos for like 2 hours straight.
It's about compromising, how they say it. But anyway, and you're going to Qatar, and you plan some visits like cool buildings, and then in Thailand.
In Thailand,
how long are you gonna be there? Just
usually 2 weeks in Thailand. So that's a good amount of time because you just want to chill, basically. You don't want to rush. Also, you're going all the way there. It takes a long time. So
adapting, like a little bit of jet lag.
It's 6 hours.
Oh yeah, because it's divided.
6 hours more. Yeah. So it's like not the first day. Obviously, is a little but you just sleep it off. Also, stopping in Qatar breaks it up because it's 2 hours. Yeah. So, but there it's all like beach and stuff. There's not going to be like, there's no like modern buildings or anything.
Oh yeah, maybe some.
Because we're just going to be on the islands.
Yeah, you don't take really pictures of nature or anything like this, right?
I do, but I'm not posting it
you're
on
not posting.
Yeah, it's more like just.
It's going back to the specialization we talked before. I don't know what time we started. It's about 1 hour. Huh. But we can just do under 15 minutes. And we will be all to go, because we have this kind of rule. We do 1 hour, just it's again
keep about dragging.
It's about optimizing all of the stuff. This whole like recording takes space, storage. This is my like fourth things which I'm doing.
You're gonna have to like bookmark it, that's gonna be fun to do. This is gonna be a nice little editing task. Like
I'll help you with your English.
Oh my gosh.
No, joking. We can talk about accents later. That's the best.
So a little way to practice.
For sure. But we have 2 cameras for the first time, because it's the second kind of try anyway. For the next week, I
don't know if I'm supposed to look into the cameras.
You can do wherever. You can look once there, but no, I think it's just whenever you're gonna speak, they will be like zoom on you. But I don't know. I think it's when I listen or like watching podcasts, it's more about I'm doing something and I'm listening in the background.
You're usually like you're not paying attention to the fact that there's a camera there.
I like video podcasts as well. I think it's cool. We're gonna cut into slides, obviously. But it's another like hours of work, but it's fun. What else I was saying? It's about optimization, like how we're gonna do it. How now I have this little team, which is great. We're gonna split a little bit into work. This work, and podcast is fun. It doesn't feel like I'm working right now. Obviously, I don't get paid at this point, but maybe one day.
Well, you'll get paid in the experience you gain through editing it and in the.
I think if I would employ someone in the future, if someone would do like something extra, I would see it as positive, especially that I really try to talk about culture and design and many valuable things, apart of talking bullshit on daily basis.
Yeah, we didn't bring up any conspiracy theories.
Oh yes.
What
was the newest one? I heard about this CEO killing.
That's
something.
old news, dude. It's
Old?
LA fires.
LA fire. That was like.
Yeah.
I don't even go.
Like,
that was like 4 years ago. Was the same. Like when that was 2020.
No, this is like the craziest.
Yeah.
That was the
say
craziest
about this.
fire.
You have right to say because it's a national thing for you.
Yeah. Yeah. It was, yeah.
What's going on there? Like. Whole city is gonna go?
If you didn't watch the
no
news
at all,
for
I have
the last
no
while,
TV.
basically there were these wildfires that started in like basically a wildfire scale fire, which is like a massive fire that is like unstoppable, and it was burning in LA in the hills. It started in the hills, which are where because if you know and basically LA, it's divided into kind of these sections, and there's this hill that runs through it. Briefly for like half a year.
Yeah.
It started in the hills there, and it basically was burning and wiped out a section that's like twice the size of Manhattan. So like thousands of houses.
Oh, do you mean like people actually live there?
Oh yeah, it's like literally burning right through where everyone lives. It's not like
that's spicy.
Yeah, like and of course, like they can't. It was burning it's still burning right now for like. And it started,
so it's ongoing fire.
Yeah,
right?
it's like it's been multiple days and it's still burning. Like and there's
they cannot do anything. It's the scale of this, I guess.
Yeah, I mean the main thing is that there were like these crazy winds. It was super high wind gusts, and when you have a huge fire and it's windy, it's like super hard to stop it. I mean, in order to stop like a wildfire that's spreading, they can basically. They can like bulldoze sections of earth away so that it can't jump from one to the next, but you obviously can't do that when it's like people's houses. I heard
so crazy stuff about LA in like past years about this election thing that they allow people to vote without ID. I think the craziest one was that they need to be like deliver water like so much because it's like kind of on the desert, something like this. There's like so many like activists, famous people saying and living that about climate change. There's like literally the city shouldn't be allowed to be that size.
I mean, like
from like natural kind of.
Yeah, resources.
Design, perspective. It's not very well designed, by the way, in that sense.
But I mean, no, like city in the U.S. is well designed. It's like just sprawl,
Where would you live if you would choose to
go back to the U.S.?
Yeah, like move to U.S. Where would be your like?
Super hard to say because.
It's like randomly. It's not like you're gonna do it. Just like
what
would be your recommendation for Polish migrants?
Polish. I mean, that's so specific. There's so many places to live in the U.S. The U.S. you can like live in every single climate that exists. You can live in the desert, like in Phoenix, which I lived in, and it's super cool. Mm-hmm. Although now, like, it's so crazy hot there that it's. Yeah, like more than half the year is like unbearably hot, but it's. I mean, you don't have winter, obviously. Like in winter, it's amazing. You can go outside. But
it's like Texas, close to it's like middle of US. Where's
Phoenix? Phoenix is bordering California. It's the next state over, but it's like legitimate. You're living in the desert. There's like
next to Mexico, something like this.
Yeah, to the south is Mexico. Yeah. But I mean, super cool place though because it's like it's. At least, I mean, I lived there like back in like 2014, 15, and 16. So it was a while ago, but like it was still like up and coming. I mean, it's cool because
Spain, like a little bit like Spain.
Yeah, you have super cool like culture there where it's influenced by like Mexico. So you have like
good food,
amazing food. Also the art, like a lot of like Mexican style art. So it's like the skulls and stuff, and like a lot of amazing murals, super colorful. The art scene was amazing. Actually,
Spain culture, like Spain, Spanish like Latino culture, I guess. I don't want to be too ignorant, but it's very positive vibe, I guess.
I think that is where I was the most like plugged in to the design scene or art scene was in there, because my next door neighbor was a graphic designer, and then they had set up basically these really cool events where I think it was every 2 weeks or every month, one of the design studios in Phoenix, because there's like, I don't know, a few of them, like 10 or something, they would host these events called Drink and Draw. Oh, yeah. So yeah, you'd go, like, they'd basically open their space, and then designers from everywhere would come there, and you would just basically
it sounds a little bit more like art event. I was one of them in
designer
it's just like excuse to meet up.
Yeah, but it was cool because like you didn't technically have to be from specifically graphic design, because I was an architect at that point, but like I still loved design and stuff, so I was meeting with them, and it was cool because also like we knew these two brothers who were artists there, the Fortol brothers, who had a gallery there, and they're super cool. And then of course, like through that, I knew a bunch of mural artists there, so that was a nice scene to be part of, because it was like
I need to check something.
Cool community. Yeah. So, see if it's still running.
This is so
still running?
Yeah. Basically, I was just gonna say because We are back. I had a stroke because...
did you check it and think it was not running?
This is running, but last time I did something so stupid.
The mic?
Mic wasn't working because I had the case on the phone, and you can see this plug.
Oh, yeah.
It was attached but not connected. And I was like, what if I didn't connect it well and we just talk for over 1 hour and it's not recording? But... Well, at least there's no case over there, So I was like, just start panic.
Yeah, at least like the audio is there too. So.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to do the best. Oh. Yeah. So Phoenix. Phoenix is definitely cool. Also, the biking community that I was part of was super nice. Yeah. But the community, it's fun. That's what we're gonna do as well. Like,
Like of course, the thing is, you can obviously pick like, because it's the US, you can pick like a climate. Like you can.
It's like continent.
Yeah, you can decide. For example, if you're living in Florida, you get the beaches and it's
Miami.
Like,
and also like I think the culture inside, like a little bit more hustle, a little bit more like.
Oh, definitely. Well, that's the thing about the U.S. Like I think if you're a freelancer, that's nice. The only thing is if you're working for like a regular job in the U.S., you're gonna have way less. Time off than you're gonna have in Europe. That's it's probably like the very first drawback of being in the US.
That's the same with me, like with living in London. Like I have a life here. Like literally, like this Drake album, More Life. That's literally what happened to me. I just move out and like I have more life.
I was listening to Drake on the way over here.
Yeah. I don't know if he's still.
But like his old.
Shit, like Kanye, old Kanye.
I don't know what he's doing now.
I hope he's doing well, but I'm not very big.
I just watched. Did you see the whole Kendrick versus Drake thing?
No, I don't know anything. I'm such an ignorant because.
I don't know. There was this whole.
They had like beef.
Oh yeah.
I just what saw Kanye West interview in the like court. It was like. What? Have you seen this video? Like Kanye West putting mask on the like video call from the court. And say you don't deserve to see my face.
Oh my god, no! But that sounds like a thing that Kanye would do.
Yeah, I think. I don't know him in person, but he sounds a little bit lost.
Yeah. So now we're in the hip hop game right here.
We can talk about Biggie or Tupac.
Diddy.
Biggie or Diddy? Oh, Diddy. Yeah, it's living.
So much controversy to talk about. Yeah.
Especially in English. That's the other thing. Like. I think if you would speak Polish, my Polish brain would ask you different questions. And obviously, I'm influenced by internet culture, which is mostly in English. So, for example, I know what Diddy case is about, right? If I ask you about something in Polish...
who's like the
Do you know who is this kebab guy? This kebab guy?
Oh yeah, you showed me him. In fact, I was thinking about that because I love kebab, and I was thinking like I need a good.
We talk about Księżulo, by the way. It's just like new thing in the internet, but this like brought him because he's like new thing on the history.
That's dope, though. That's dope that he's just like is the kebab dude.
Oh my god! You know, I actually watched his episode like few days ago, and he ate like something super spicy, and it's so stupid like to watch. Basically, he eats a lot of things and spicy, not spicy. But he was in Berlin.
Yeah, and I had a good kebab last weekend.
But he ate something like currywurst, something like this. So
currywurst. That's awesome. That's like literally the second best thing.
Yeah. So basically, he ate. Like this scale. I don't remember how they call it. Like how spicy something could be.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh yeah, that's like in millions, you know.
Yeah, it's the. Oh wait. No.
Yeah, we're gonna put it like here. Basically, ate something like in Poland you can eat around 2 or 5 millions, you know. That's the top, you know, and you need to sign a paper. You're doing this for your own responsibility. Because
what?
Technically you can.
But where are you signing this paper at?
On the restaurant.
At the restaurant?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my god.
There's one actually here on Francuska Street. If you want to go.
If you have like a heart attack from how hot it is, like you're not gonna.
Well, I don't want to go into details, but you throw up like almost for sure.
Damn.
Like I'm not gonna say like what's gonna happen to your
those
stomach
like
and
ghost
the rest.
Peppers, yeah.
But basically in Berlin he ate something like which was like 7 million of this, so it's like super high.
Okay.
And he ate it like, you know.
Oh, he directly ate a pepper or something?
No, so basically there was like a slice of sausage and it was like this drop on this super black thick sauce. You know? Oh my god, what happened? But basically he ate spicy food before, but this like he just like, okay, let's try it. He was sick for like over 1 day. Like literally he was crying.
I don't do spicy food.
I mean, I don't know why I watch it. He's like very chill guy, so he didn't do like this like YouTuber kind of style too much, you know, like to just gain views, but it just like the way it overtook him, like, you know, and like overwhelmed him. Yeah. It was so interesting. Like he ate like 3 liters of milk. He had to come back to car and just lay down. Like the next day he was so like it's like toxic shit. Yeah, you know, like it's like why people do it. Like
it's acid basically.
Oh my god. I cannot handle spicy food, by the way. It's just like why people do little bit like sriracha is hot, you know, for me.
It's like when they show have you ever seen that that podcast where
they try spicy.
They eat the wings.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. American
hot ones, yeah. Which is funny because they get like everybody on that show.
Yeah, it's awesome. And like how people, I wouldn't agree.
Yeah, most of those people are fine. Like, well, of course they're going on that show, so like they obviously have to like. You know, if I went on that show, I'd make it through like sriracha, and then I'd be done.
For sure.
Yeah, so I wouldn't make it like anyone.
No, it's like anything would I don't know, maybe in 5 years I will become a YouTuber. Hard me to believe, but I will eat spicy food, but I don't think so. I'm not very big fan of pain, first of all.
Yeah, I think you
like cold or I don't know, like.
I think you have to like pain if you.
Yeah, gym, like the way you walk on after leg day is enough for me. Like this is like the pain I can, adjust to my system. But okay, Nate, I think we could talk forever. But
we are going to after we turn this off.
Yeah, we're gonna switch it off just because I don't know how we're gonna do with storage.
Because we're all over the place.
Yeah,
we're all over the place.
Are you gonna come for the event?
Obviously.
21st. Yeah. So if someone want to talk to him about photography or about living in Phoenix
or
anything, come to the event if you can speak English or teach him a little bit of Polish.
Oh, I mean, I need to start practicing mine.
So maybe we can all speak in Polish.
We'll do both.
Come to the event, which is 23rd of January Oh, that's a very good thing. Even you know, like I have few English-speaking friends also come, please, to the event. You know, or you can always talk to me. Most of Polish people speak English fluently, so I would like to see this type of community. I don't know how to call it different than foreign because it sounds so offensive. Or maybe I just live too long in London and everything sounds offensive to me. But please come and have conversation. If you want to be on the podcast, we can also do in English, Polish so far. Spanish is not on the plate yet.
You can do German or Italian.
German, Italian, everything else. I can swap seats. I can just be watching. So, you know, you can take part and be asking questions. Thank you very much, Nate. I'm sure it's not the last time. I hope at some point we will come back and record the second part because I really enjoy talking to you.
For sure. We'll have to, then next time we're going to do like more streamlined, you know?
Yeah.
Pick like a topic to specialize in.
Yeah, definitely. But we need to prepare. And I think the way we're going to try as much we can right now. And then we will choose what works, what doesn't work. But now we focus on just posting and, you know, creating content. So for sure we will improve the quality, but it's not the parity. Anyway, follow him on Instagram. He takes so cool pictures also for the clients. You know, if you have any big clients, small clients to recommend, please message me or him. I actually have one client for you. I talk to you about this beauty salon.
Yeah. What's that called again?
Savior. I don't know. I made the branding for this client, and Nate probably is gonna take picture of the salon. Cool. But that's what we're gonna talk after the show. I don't know. The show. Okay.
The episode.
Let's do it. Thank you very much.
Let's eat these Pringles.
Yes, let's do it.
Woo, woo.